Hello slot car fans, and welcome to an edition of Doug's Cheap and Chintzy Slot Car Equipment Repair. What we've got here is one of those kind of lower end competition type slot car controllers. This one is a Parma 4 ohm, I believe. It says 4 ohm on here. This is the very first one I got, and it worked. It felt like it was working pretty good, but occasionally it glitched a little bit. I didn't really attribute it to the controller, but later, a few days later, when I started testing it, well, actually, a couple of months later, I started testing it on my meter at the house and realized that it may be having a problem in its cable right about here, where the cable came out of the handle. That's always kind of the high stress point, and it seems like it's got a little bit of, some broken cable or something in here that's not working right. So I'm going to add some new wire to it, and in the interest of doing this just as cheap as I can, I wanted to try to find some stuff around the house to use instead of, going and buying something. Well, I ended up having, first off, I already took this cover off here too. It's just 3 screws. So we don't need to discuss too much about that, but I wanted to show you what it looked like here inside a little better. And I'm just using I'm just going to use some electrical cable here. This is just regular old AC cable. It's not real high current cable or anything. It's not huge. And the cable is fairly flexible. No, it's not color-coded white, red, and black. I'm going to have to be real careful about that and make sure I get my polarities straight. But I'm going to use a black cable and a brown one that I stripped off where I split one of the cables in order that I can make a 3-wire setup. I'll probably have to make this notch here where the cable comes out a little bit bigger because, unless I get these just right in there, that could be tricky. But I think it's going to work. I can't think of any reasons why it won't. And like I said, this is just cheap, easy, basically free stuff that I scrapped off of, some appliances or something that I had to throw away because it didn't work anymore and could not be repaired. So, I'm a scrapper like that. I try to keep some cables, a few things like this around the house because you never know when you need one. And now's the time when I need one. So we're going to hook that up, and also these clips that are on the other end. This is going to be pretty easy. All you got to do is just unsolder that and resolder it onto the correct cable. And I need to try to make sure I keep the polarity correct, of course. Anybody that's doing that needs to remember that part of it. You have to keep the polarity correct. And what I've done on this already is I went ahead and pre-marked where these go back so that when I pull these cables off, if you can see right there, I don't know if you can, but I put a black mark right there to know that this is where the black wire goes. I put a red mark right here to know this is where the red wire goes. And I put a white mark right there to know that's where the white wire goes. So some of these things help you to, keep it simple, really. Keep it simple, stupid, because I'm very liable to forget all this stuff. And that's another reason why these videos are very handy, because if those marks got wiped off or something and I couldn't figure it out, I can just go back and look at this video. But for anybody else repairing one of these, I've got a sneaky suspicion that this is going to be your pretty much standard wiring code. White's going to go over here, red's going to go here, and black's going to go down there. So if anybody else that's repairing one of these and doesn't remember the wiring code, all they have to do is look at this video too. So there you go. I hope somebody gets something out of this. I'm going to do all this and report back, especially if it doesn't work. I'm going to be sure to let you know this is crap. But I think it's going to work just fine. Shouldn't be a big problem. And you'll probably see videos of me using this controller coming up soon. Thanks for watching.